therapy massage supply store and clinic in Fernwood, Victoria, and this is our Year of the Goat video. We are putting on our annual event at Fernfest this year, June 20th, and we're looking for volunteers to do this beautiful goat-themed massage. We'll be training for this closer to the event, about the third week of June, and we would like you to contact us with the details at the end of the video and let us know if you'd like to learn this massage routine. I'll be teaching it, and this is the video to show you the moves. Send us an email or give us a call if you want us to give you the sheet, the printout sheet for the directions on how to do this. First, we're going to begin with our people. The tent will be full of these mats all over. We're going to have beautiful fabrics, and we're going to have a very Middle Eastern style. I thought that would be fitting with a goat. A goat is very significant in the Middle East and their culture. So even though this is the Chinese Year of the Goat. And we're going to start this routine by the person laying on their stomach. So you'll have your people coming in, and believe me, it's very busy at Fernfest. It's a wonderful time to get your hands and feet into a nice massage and learn a routine that you can share with your friends and family in the future. So first of all, we're going to just bend down, and you can just gently place their legs so that you can fit your knees in between their feet, and then you're just going to apply and sort of move your body from side to side, and you're just going to walk up the backs of their legs. So this is kind of like we talked about, you know, goats walking on the roof. We know about that here on Vancouver Island, and now we've got goats walking on the legs. And then we can just start by putting our knees into their feet and just kind of, you know, I'm just sort of bending forward and giving a little bit of pressure into the arches of the feet here. And now I'm just going to walk up the middle of his legs up to about here, and I'm going to place my hands here, and I'm just going to gently put my knees on top of the back of his thighs. So now, depending on who you are, we can always modify this routine for you if you feel a little bit uncomfortable, but this is actually feels really nice to just have a little bit of pressure along the side of where most of the erector spinae is on the back. We're not pressing on the vertebrae itself, we're actually just pressing, and we're just walking our hands with the heels of our hands, just making some pressure and just kind of leaning forward a little bit, just adding a bit of pressure. Okay, so we've done the legs and the back routine with the goat on top and the goat's hands and feet on top of the person massaging their legs and back. And now we're on the side, and we're kind of the goat that's rocking against the spine now, just sort of, you know, as if you saw a goat kind of jumping a little bit. So you move up and down with the body as you rock the body, and you just kind of have your heels moving into the erector spinae muscles where they get tight here, and you're moving all the way from the sacrum up, all the way past the shoulder blades into the neck, but you don't start pushing too hard once you get to the neck. So, and then we'll do this on both sides. So like I said, you can go up and down a couple, 2 or 3 times, and then you can actually just take your hooves and just kind of walk up and down the spine like this. And you can kind of use, you know, a little bit of oscillation. And this is, again, very nice. And it kind of, okay. And then you can just go back to your hands back and forth. And so, you know, there's no tried and true way here. We're just the general compression with your hands along the one side of the spine. And then we would go around and do the other side, the same. So up and down, up and down. And then at the end, you can just do a little letting the fellow know that he needs to turn over to kind of complete the goat massage. So now we're going to work on the front of the body, and we can just again kneel in between the knee, in between the feet, and you can just walk up with your goat hooves up the thighs. And once you get up to the top of the thighs, try and go a little laterally, so especially if you're with a male, because, you know, just to keep them in their comfort zone. And and just walk back down. And as you can see, what I'm doing is I'm rotating the hips. I'm actually rotating the hips out like that. So it sort of helps to mobilize the hip joints a little bit, this movement. And I'm just going up and down, and the second time I go up and down, I go a little bit more into the thigh here on the quadricep. And then as I come down, I skip over the knee, and that's the same as on the back. You want to skip over the back of the knee because that's very vascular and it has a lot of nerve passing through there, and so you don't want to hurt anywhere near the back of the knee. And then I'm just going to demonstrate on this side so that you can see it more clearly. You just take the foot and gently rotate the hip in the opposite direction, and you just kind of use a bit of compression on the leg, on the outside of the leg. Just helps to mobilize the hips. How does that feel, Alan?
It feels good.
Okay. And then just go up and down a few times, just like we suggested in the beginning, 2 or 3 times for each one of these moves. And if you find that somebody's got, poor range of motion and they can only move so far, don't really stress them to the full range of motion, because you might, hurt something, or you might twist their knee or whatever. And so, you just want to be careful with that. So you do both legs, and that is the leg portion. Then you can take the legs like this and just kind of give the person a little bit of a rock up and down, and just, check their body, check the length of their body, how pulling on their heels is connecting with their head. You can see how it will move a little bit with your longitudinal kind of tractioning that you're giving here. And that'll give the person a really nice feeling, and then you can just kind of shake out those hip joints. Okay, so you were just rotating the hips a little bit, and you're coming up. And now I'll ask him to bend his left knee over top of his right leg. And can you just move your arms out to the side a bit? Yeah. And then you can just stand here, and then you just draw up the leg. So, the average person should be able to get their leg to about a 90 degree, but if the hamstrings are tight at all, you'll probably find, you're down somewhere here. And if you can't get them into this position to sort of do a few goat hoof moves on the back of the leg, then you can just stay here and just kind of work your elbows into the bottom of the foot. We're going to have foot anointing, cleaning material at the venue, so you'll be able to clean your own feet, as well as people will be able to have their clean feet for this situation. And then you would switch sides with that. Work on the arms a little bit, so you just have the person extend their arm out to the side, and you can first just have them put their entire palm out, and you can start to work on that. Is that okay? Is that lump in the, feels okay?
There you go.
All right, good. And so then you can just come right up. You can just do this heel walking right into part of the chest. You just want to be careful. You can just kind of do a little bit of this movement with your body behind this. This feels really nice in the shoulders. If somebody has any kind of a shoulder strain or anything, you can actually even ask them, how are your shoulders, how's the pressure? And you can just walk back down the arms like that. And you can turn the arm the opposite way, and you can do it again on this more extensor surface of the arm. And again, just use your body weight to kind of compress in this part where it's not, putting any kind of strain on the joint. And you can come back into the chest. And then you want to repeat that on the other side. So you could just come. Okay, so this is the second phase of the arm routine. So you're going to stand up at the head of the person and ask them to reach their arms up to you. And you can just stand on either side of their head. And then what you want to do is just kind of lean your body as you traction out their shoulders up above them. So you can see how this is really helpful in terms of, you know, kind of rotating the trunk, and you can see how their head kind of moves a little bit with it. And if you actually take their arms and lean back, how does that feel, Alan?
Feels good.
Now I'd like you to take your knees and bend them both so that they're bent and standing up, okay? And just hip distance apart, please. So you're kind of nice and relaxed. And then as I pull you up like this, with one side, I want you to just roll down towards this side, okay? And then as we go over here, we'll just kind of go together, right? And we're just kind of doing a nice sort of a maneuver here, and just kind of mobilizing his spine and his hips and his back and everything all together. And then you can actually have him go to that side, and when he goes to that side, you can grab the other arm. So you can kind of pull him up this way to pull him one way, and pull him up this way to pull the other. And let that go, and slide your legs back down, and then just extend those arms up one more time. And then just let his arms come down by the side. People who have a lot of tension in their shoulders and in through their back and shoulders here will feel a lot of relief from that. And then you can do just a little bit of this goat walking on the chest here. So you just want to make sure that if women have tank tops on, and you know, that you stay more in the area of the pectoralis muscles rather than the you know, going too low in the chest. And so now I'm just kind of doing some compression here from side to side, just kind of mobilizing his head and neck. Now you're going to help him come to a seated position. So you're going to take your hands behind his head, and you're going to ask him to bend up his legs again, and hip distance apart, please. And you're going to ask him to breathe in, and as he exhales, look towards his feet. Okay, and now you can see how he's kind of lifting his chest and body a little bit. So you're going to ask him now, lift your hands up towards and point them towards your feet. Okay, and now breathe in, and on your exhalation, come up and straighten out your legs. There you go. So now you can be goats on the shoulders a little bit here. So you're just going to do a little bit of compression into the shoulders. How does that feel?
Oh, really good, yeah.
Okay, so we're just working into the shoulders here, working out to the lateral part of the shoulder, working down into the upper back here a little bit, kind of standing farther away and just kind of using the weight of your body. You don't want to push the person forward so they're actually working against you. The movement is actually just through your own skeleton down into their upper back. Okay, so now you'll sit down behind the person after you've worked on their shoulders, and you'll put your feet onto their back, and you can have them reach back with their arms, and then you'll just kind of keep them in extension. So you want to keep them sitting erect, and you just want to kind of give them a little bit compression into their back. And then you can just walk up and down the spine a little bit. You can come all the way to the bottom, and you can go back up. And you can kind of do a little bit of, you know, forward pushing of the back. It's a feel-good event. People come, they get a massage for $6. Some people can't afford massages in the community, and so we do this wonderful thing. Thanks for watching.